Everybody is thinking, why the hell would someone do something like what Will Smith did? And I'm going to explain to you exactly why Will Smith is a bitch ass beta cuck simp nigga. Now, let me preface this by saying, yes, is it sometimes valid to hit a guy over what he says about a girl? Yes, but in what circumstances would this be okay? Well, for example, if somebody were to call your wife a whore or something like that, then okay, maybe you should hit him. But that's inclusively thinking of, well, she's your wife, she's loyal to you. Clearly, that's not the case with Will Smith. As we all know, Will Smith has been married to this Jada Pinkett bitch for like 20 years. And of course, she fell in love with Tupac before him. And so he's like the plan C for her. So that's always going to be playing a part in life in this relationship. Now, a reason why this has hit the news is because the Grammys or the Oscars, more specifically, is supposed to have the sense of decorum. So when you see this comedian, Chris Rock, who is pretty funny, I would add, is making a joke, making fun of the celebrities, it is suggestive and implicit that the people that know how to act and to pretend to be murderers and killers and wives and husbands can pretend to keep their fucking act together for more than 30 minutes. Clearly, Will Smith could not manage to do so. Maybe his acting chops are falling off. Anybody who has seen the most recent movies can tell me in the comments down below. I have not seen any recent movies with Will Smith, but I will say that he has these issues that he puts up on the internet, posting his own L's. And look, I grew up liking Will Smith. I've liked The Pursuit of Happiness. It's a great movie. I Am Legend. There's plenty of movies he's in that are incredible, but frankly, he does not have that same clout that he did, 15 years ago. And he's over here married to this woman who has alopecia, meaning she has very bad balding issues. Now, as a husband, you have to put up with that. That's not attractive. Maybe you want your wife to wear a wig, but I mean, this is important. And Will obviously has had these issues posting his L's online, like I said. One of the first L's that I saw him post was, starting several years ago, Jaden Smith becoming a teenager after that Karate Kid movie. Remember that from 2011? Anyway, Jaden Smith coming out with like purple hair, pink hair, green hair, looking like a fag. Honestly, it's very embarrassing. And you see this and you think, well, how come his father let him grow up like this? Like, isn't Will Smith an upstanding citizen who got accepted into MIT, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Like, what happened? And clearly he did not take care of his son the right way. So Will Smith is a very charming guy, but clearly does not have the father skills that he ought to. And in terms of husbandry, we'll see what his skill ranking is. Now, in terms of Jada Pinkett Smith, we're looking at a girl who was very attractive in her heyday, in the 90s, but obviously has fallen off due to alopecia, which obviously hurts his feelings because he has a bald wife. And he's insecure about that because obviously every friend that he has a better looking wife than he does, because when a girl loses her hair, her attractiveness goes down dramatically, at least in my opinion and of the opinion of most people. The majority strongly agrees with me on this case. So we see Chris Rock saying that he'll see Jada Pinkett Smith in G.I. Jane 2, which is a joke because G.I. Jane is supposed to be like some dyke with no hair, right? And so making fun of her hair. Now, he probably didn't know that she had this disease, right? He just thought that she was being edgy, which is a safe guess because women these days like to be contrarian and like to pierce themselves and put on stuff that they know men won't like. At least the right guys don't like. And so Will got pissed and he's like, oh, you get her name out the fucking mouth. And he goes up there and he smacks him. Then Chris Rock plays it off as a joke. Now, is this scripted? It looks scripted, but it definitely was not. Why would he take this L publicly? This was an unadulterated L by any means. This was very embarrassing. When you look into all the facts regarding, his marriage track record, I'll get into depth right now. So maybe a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, there was a interview or a public discussion regarding the marriage status of Jada and Will, and you saw there that that apparently Jaden's friend August Alsina or something, some like third-rate C-list singer, rapper, R&B guy, who's the same age as this, Will's son, slept with Jada, and then Jada says, "Well, Will, I was bored." Like, really, nigga? That's it? Oh, you didn't satisfy me? And then Will's like, oh, I'll take you back, honey. Oh, I'm gonna win you back. I'll rescue you. So, he simps and he says, I'll take you back. How is he gonna take her back? You're late 40s, early 50s black dude. You're normal looking. You're above average height. Why would she be attracted to you more than she was 5 years ago? So when she did cheat on you a couple years ago, what makes you more attractive? Oh, you made another successful movie appearance? Like, that's not going to cut it, obviously. You're a famous actor. That doesn't cut it. She's not attracted to you sexually. And so she's going to be a cunt, and she's going to betray your marriage. But you should have known that. She was into Tupac. So when you marry a woman whose love interest was a rapper slash, a guy who was affiliated with the gangsters and all that, what makes you honestly think that would have worked out in your life? So Will Smith has some bad decision making in his track record so far. So his wife cheated on him publicly, and by that I mean, obviously she probably did cheat on him before August, but what people don't mention is the fact that there's a big difference between it being kind of obvious that your wife's cheating on you because she's out of your league or whatnot, and there's a difference between that and her publicly admitting to it. I mean, it's just a really bad look, generally speaking. And there's nothing you can sweep under the rug about that. If Will had any balls, he would say, you know what, both my kids are adults at this point. They're both in their 20s. However fucked up they are, they can go sort their lives out. They have their own millions of dollars from me. I'll just cut it off here. Jada can go fuck some 25-year-old, and I'll do what I do best, which is act in movies. Okay, fine. But no, he has to keep his ego in check, and he has to say, you know what, I'll take an L if I lose my wife. So instead he tries to placate her. And then what happens? He'll try to overcompensate and get her attention and act like an alpha and a young bull. And what happens is that he sees another fellow middle-aged black dude making a joke at his wife's expense because of alopecia. You can't make a joke about my wife. She's my wife, my property, my ego. And he smacks him. And then instead of, just whipping his ass, he just smacks him, trying to teach him a lesson. And then Chris Rock laughs it off. So he couldn't have hurt that bad. So we see Will Smith kind of low T, kind of falling off already. Not hitting hard at all. No blood drawn. Just one hit. Kind of like a bitch, honestly. And it was quite embarrassing. And overall, it was an L. No other way of slicing it. You look at the coverage, and it was really bad. And Chris Rock coin is going up. It would have been fun if they actually fought to the death. And on the stage, it'd be really cool. But otherwise, you guys, this video was to explain the nuances of why this happened and why it's a beta move to defend your wife if she already cheated on you. Because if your wife cheats on you, 80% of the time, I recommend you should divorce her immediately. And in the other 20% of the time, you probably should not be defending her honor at all because she defiled yours by cheating on you. And again, Will provided more to the relationship than she did in terms of money. And so for her to cheat on him is a bigger disrespect than the other way around, quite frankly. And did he cheat on her? I don't know. I don't really care. When the guy cheats, it's not as big of a deal. I will die on that hill. It's true. But no, seriously, though, for a moment, I will tell you this. Will Smith, I don't see a redemption arc. He has nothing new coming up. He's a 53-year-old man. He can act in some movies like Lawrence Fishburne in the 2000s, but that's going to be about it. You can be an actor, just keep adding more accolades, but you're not going to become a singer. You're not going to get more attractive. I don't see what the whole arc is going to be like. Overall, he's had this, house nigga kind of appeal of, you're a moderate dude, you're one of the good ones, and this isn't constantly going to be reinforced when you're hitting other dudes in public. It's an overall L. The people that thought that you got to be an alpha think this is a bitch move because his wife cucked him, and for the leftist liberals that are like, oh, you can't, pacifism, oh, blah, 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 they're gonna think this is uncalled for. Overall an L, and Jada Pinkett Smith has not said shit as far as I know, which goes to show she's not even defending her husband. This is pathetic. And I bet you if Chris Rock made a joke about Will Smith, Jada would be fucking laughing it up, okay? So this is just a complete L. He made an ass out of himself. Will, in terms of decision making, if a guy were to make fun of my wife who cheated on me, I would probably just laugh it off, okay? But no, he decides to do a petty smack and yelling like an ape. And it went absolutely nowhere. A reputation that he's built for 30 years, not down the drain completely, but obviously taking a massive punch to the ribs, completely unnecessarily, by the way. So Will Smith coin down, Chris Rock coin up. Jada Pinkett Coin has been gone. It's been a non-factor. Jada, washed up, not as hot as she was 20 years ago. I frankly say she's not hot at all anymore. Just does she have a good like bone structure? Like she's like objectively good looking, sure, but you're 45 years old and you're bald, and I just gotta dock some points. Jada Pinkett Smith, 20 years ago perhaps could have been somewhere along the lines of a 8 or 9, but you're looking at her now and it's like a 5'4". Like I don't like you're middle aged and you're bald. Like no, a woman that has no hair cannot be above average. It's literally impossible. It's like a guy who's under 5 feet tall. He cannot be a Chad. It's literally impossible. There's no way. Unless you're like in a wheelchair like Madison Cawthorn. So, end of the story, boys. I'm just explaining this, the nuanced perspective. Obviously, Will Smith came out losing. I mean, it's not even going to be a debatable topic. I've seen literally nobody defend Will. They're just laughing at him. And it's sad, and Jada Pinkett Smith is the villain here. She manipulates Will into being a pussy whipped little bitch, and quite frankly, it's evil. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching the video, and I hope you comment down below what you think about the fight, or generally what you think of Will Smith. I'm kind of curious, and if I should make more products like this in the future. Anyway, see you. Bye.